All right, so first things first, what is a protective style? A protective style is a hairstyle in which your hair is tucked up and away from your body and the ends are completely hidden within the style. Now, we all know the different parts of the hair. We've got the root, we've got the shaft itself, and then we've got the ends. The ends is the very bottom part of your hair. We've said this so many times. It's the oldest, driest, most brittle and sensitive part of your hair, okay? So a protective style is essentially protecting your hair, but most especially your ends, and that's why the main part or the main thing to note about protective styles is that the ends are tucked away. In this particular hairstyle, although it's not my hair, the ends are out, all right? And the real importance of a protective style is length retention, all right? Now, from the previous videos, or if you are on a hair journey, you already understand what we're trying to do on our hair journey, or as we're protecting our hair and doing more holistic practices, is number one, enhancing hair growth, and number two, retaining the length of like the growth that we're actually getting. So we've established already that as long as you're alive, as long as you're healthy, you're okay, your hair is gonna grow. The problem is that your hair often breaks off. So what we're working on when we use protective styles is length retention. Retention is, tunaelewa the English word retention, right? It's just holding on to something, okay? This is what protective styles do for us. What are the main benefits of protective styling? Your hair strands are protected from the sometimes very harsh elements, aka the hot sun, the cold air, especially right now, girl. Right now it's July, it's very cold. What are we saying? What are we talking about? Guys, I'm just from a 9-hour shift. Again, you just have to bear with me because my brain is kind of fried. But what are we talking about? Oh, protective styling. Jeez. So, yeah. Benefits of protective styles. Let's run that back. Embarrassing. Oh Lord. Oh Jesus. So number one, your hair strands are protected from the harsh elements like the hot sun and the cold air. Number two, the hair is protected from friction and mechanical damage. Number three, it allows your hair to retain moisture for longer. And number four, keeps the hair stretched, therefore reducing tangles and knots. I don't think I need to break those. Hey, did you see that saliva flying? Amjaona kitu. You didn't see anything.
You didn't see anything.
Anyway, so I don't think I need to break those benefits down. I think we all understand what those are. With your hair being out, obviously the elements affect it. And then mechanical damage is basically what happens when you see the way this hair is like, of course my hair is not this long, girl. Lord. From my mouth to your ears, one day it's gonna happen, but as long as it's out, it's going to rub around on something, whether it's your clothes or if you're sleeping and your hair is open, it's gonna rub off there. So basically that's what mechanical damage is. Even things like using tools like combs, brushes and so on, those can cause mechanical damage as well, depending on how you use them. Basically, when you have your hair open, you're needing to use tools to manage it, to style it and so on. That basically is prevented by having protective styles in. You can retain moisture for longer because it's like, for example, why we hang out clothes, right? If you don't have a dryer and you just typically hang your clothes outside for the sun to dry it, when something is opened up properly, chances of it drying out are better. But if the nguo remains scrunched up like this, then it's going to remain damp for longer. It's the same with protective styles because typically protective styles, they kind of have the hair tucked and kind of bunched together, so it's going to retain moisture for longer, especially for those of us who have high porosity hair, which tends to lose moisture real quick. Protective styles really help in this area to retain moisture for a bit longer so that you don't have to moisturize your hair every single day or even multiple times a day. And then of course, hair that's stretched reduces tangles. We all know afro hair, kinky hair, as long as it's open, it's going to shrink back up and those hairs will tangle, and that means every time you go to, for example, use a tool, you're not only getting mechanical damage because of the use of the tools, there's also breakage that's happening because of the extreme tangling that's happening with your hair because it's not stretched out. So protective styles, typically you have your hair stretched out and in some kind of plait or twist, and therefore it does reduce the tangles. And if you see me looking this way, nikitupa macho huku, ujue notes zangu ziko hapo. Sawa? I want to make sure I remember everything and I keep it succinct. Okay. There's two types of styles that people tend to confuse a lot of the times, and that is protective styles versus low manipulation styles. Okay, I wanted to try and make a distinction for us so that we can understand the differences and how we can use the various protective styles and low manipulation styles in our hair journey to enhance our growth. Here are some guidelines to help you identify a low manipulation style versus a protective style. So for the low manipulation style, number one, they are simple to do and can be minimally maintained for about a week or so. Number two, they don't require a lot of pulling or combing to achieve or maintain. Number three, they can work for situations where you want to look cute for like an event or for like a couple of days for whatever reason, and you still want your hair to be protected and safe. These work for that. Some examples are high puff, low puff, a twist out, a braid out. And again, using those, mainly it's just two guidelines, those two things. It's simple to maintain, it's easy to achieve, and it can last you for about a week or so, or less than that. Okay, now for protective styles, these are styles where your ends are tucked in or at the very least minimally exposed. Number two, protective styles can be long term or short term. So basically you can have a style that you do like every wash day, and then you take it out on your next wash day. For example, if you wash your hair every 2 weeks or every month, you can have a hairstyle that you do at the beginning of the like basically after your wash day. You've washed your hair, you've done everything, the whole process of wash day, like what we've been going through on Demystifying Wash Day. If you want to know, just go back and watch the previous videos. But yeah, you're coming to the end of it. You want to put in a protective style to last you a week or two, and then take it out, rewash your hair, and put the hairstyle in again. Those are more of short-term protective styles. And then we can have 4 to 6 week hairstyles, which is things like braids, you know, and things like those that can last you 4 to 6 weeks, which is a long-term protective style. And a lot of the times they have added hair, either synthetic or human hair or so on, but they have added hair. So basically it's not just your hair in a hairstyle, but you've added something else on it. Okay, so the main difference between protective styles and low manipulation styles is that with low manipulation styles, your ends are not always tucked, and a protective style is typically about your ends being tucked. That's the main thing that makes it a protective style. Like I said, a braid out, a twist out, that typically looks something like this. You just twist your hair at night, you wake up, you open and unravel it, and then you keep it open. Even something like a pineapple or a high puff, usually your ends are out, but the tension is low in terms of, like with the pineapple, it's not very, like there's not too much tension. Of course, depending on how you install the hairstyle. Even with the low bun or the low puff or with a twist out, there's barely any tension because your hair is just out and open, or a braid out. But then with protective styles, sometimes it does have tension because you have added hair and it's a twist or a plait. That is the main difference. One, with the protective styles, the ends are tucked, and with the low manipulation styles, the ends are not always tucked. Okay, but it's still safe for your hair. Alrighty kids, and with that we have made it to the very end of this video. Make sure to stay tuned for the very last episode of Demystifying Wash Day. It's gonna be how to take down your braids safely, your protective style safely. It's gonna be so important because we all know part of retaining our length is the takedown process for your braids and your protective styles. Thank you so much for watching. Take care of yourself, body, mind, spirit, and soul, and look forward to my next video. Peace. Take care.